like to be here because it's a group that I can manage my emotions and feelings, and I don't have to be scared to tell them to people.
Susie started Rainbows 35 years ago. The driving force behind what she wanted to do was to establish groups, literally make those services free of charge to the children in their own community where they live, learn, and play.
I guess there's nothing else like it. I mean, I've never heard of another organization that works like Rainbows works, where a group of children can get together who have similar issues and problems and talk it through, and for free.
I was 7.5 years old when I came to Rainbows because we had lost our 16-year-old brother. I think I had felt really alone, and I know my family was doing the very best they could, but we were all, I think, struggling to reconnect. My parents had lined us up for therapy, but it didn't feel natural to me. It felt more natural to go in and be with other kids who were struggling with the same thing that I was struggling with. I remember doing normal kid things, and it's sort of a safe space, and with people who I knew who were sad like me, and we were just trying to navigate it together.
We teach our kids when they're little, they're the center of our universe. And that's wonderful and right that they become the center of our universe. But what then happens is our children think that everything that happens in the universe is somehow tied to something they did. So everything is their fault. And children internalize that because they don't always have a place to take that. So when they don't have a Rainbows group, or they don't have an outlet, and they aren't given tools to help manage those emotions or those thoughts, they end up with higher rates of suicide. They drop out of school, gang involvement, higher rates of teen pregnancy, and those are the easily measurable things that happen. The things that aren't so measurable, the lower self-esteem, the inability to establish a long-term healthy relationship, weight issues. And so what that leads to is entire communities with less than desirable social, emotional, and physical health outcomes.
A lot of times children don't know how to talk about grief or what grief is, or they're feeling it but they don't know what to do with that. And as adults, we don't always know how to talk to kids. So I think having kids talk to each other is really essential.
And now with brain research out there and all the statistics that have come in that didn't exist 35 years ago are now proving a healthy mind, a healthy heart, and a healthy soul create healthy adults and healthy children. And Rainbows fills that niche.
Here in the States, we have literally thousands of groups that meet every week. And what that has done is, over 35 years, that's enabled us to support over 3.5 million children.
What Rainbows really does teach children who are going through the greatest traumas and the greatest losses is how to truly talk about those and feel acceptable for having feelings about those things.
The heart of this place are these facilitators who run these programs, and so often these programs are started because of an acute need in a community. So a kid has passed away, or a kid's parent has passed away, or a lot of kids are going through divorce, or for some of our communities, deportation has become a big issue. There has just been an acute need, and so there are these people with these huge hearts that are willing to give their time and resources to help these kids.
No one likes to feel like they're alone, and certainly not when you're going through the trauma of losing someone very special to you that you love. And so I think going through something traumatic like that and finding connection in even the very darkest moments, boy, does that set you up for a life of knowing you can find it in any other time in your life, right?
I mean, I was 25 years old when I lost my mom. I was an adult, but I barely got through it, so I can't imagine if I had been a small child, a teenager. I don't know what path I would have chosen.
All families don't end up a sad story in a movie, in a book, in a documentary. That people can come through divorce or death or an illness very successfully.
We're all in this together of helping continue this mission, which is so important, of making sure that every child is heard and feels the support they need.